Welcome to Sapphire Now Converge. This is the digital home for all things Sapphire. The rich conversations, the robust learning sessions, and the thought-provoking dialogue that make the annual Sapphire event so valuable are now online. We will share our insights directly with you, our customers, through kick-off keynotes, live interactions, and expert conversations. Speaking of conversations, in just a minute, we'll have the unique opportunity to hear from a fast-growing company that is well on its way to becoming an intelligent enterprise, harnessing the power of S/4HANA to grow and scale their business. This company have the ability to adapt to a changing world and ever-evolving market conditions, but they also have the ability to proactively innovate and create new business opportunities. With SAP S/4HANA, the most powerful and advanced ERP system in the world, there are three distinct benefits: agility, process, and platform. SAP has unmatched expertise in more than 25 industries, and we bring this differentiated expertise to S/4HANA. SAP supports all of your critical end-to-end business processes. It is simply not possible to run end-to-end processes without a simplified ERP like SAP's S/4HANA. And S/4HANA is the world's most powerful platform with embedded analytics and intelligent technologies to enable agile business operations. Today, thousands of companies around the world recognize the opportunities and the value that comes with S4 as their next generation ERP. One of them is Chobani, the well-known yogurt company founded 15 years ago in the United States. It quickly became a household name in the dairy industry and created the global craze around Greek yogurt that still exists today. Chobani is quickly growing and entering new market categories, and it's all being powered by SAP's S/4HANA. Please join me in welcoming the CIO of Chobani, Parag Agrawal, from his home near New York. Welcome, Parag.
Hey, thank you, Adaire. How are you doing?
Doing very well. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, let's start with the story of Chobani. It's an amazing story. So from very humble beginnings, Chobani has grown, I think, in a very short period of time to become a $1 billion plus enterprise. Tell us a little bit about the story of the beginnings of Chobani.
Yes, Adaire, it's a great, amazing story. And it all started in upstate New York in a place called South Edmondson, New York, where a Kraft was closing an old yogurt dairy plant, which was built in 1885. Hamdi Ulkaya, who is a Turkish immigrant and our owner, stumbled upon a postcard in the mail for the sale of that plant. After initially throwing away the ad, Hamdi fished it out of the trash can and decided to purchase the plant with the help of a small business administrative loan. He decided to name the company Chobani, which means shepherd in Turkish. With the help of a small group, Hamdi worked for nearly 18 months to perfect the recipe for the Greek yogurt. At first, Hamdi hired 4 of the original 55 workers charged with closing the Kraft plant. As Chobani started to grow, he hired back most of the original 55, then 100 more, and then 1,000 more after that. In 2007, the very first cup of Chobani Greek yogurt hit the shelves at a very small grocer in Long Island, New York. And believe it or not, by 2010, Chobani became the #1 selling Greek yogurt in America. And we kind of repeated the same story in Australia. And we went to Australia in 2011, where we bought an old yogurt plant and soon became a leading yogurt brand in Australia as well.
It's just such an amazing story of growth. You know, you've created the Greek yogurt craze that's right across the United States. How does a company that grows so quickly maintain its innovative spirit? Because you obviously have to manage, the pains of an organization growing so very vast.
Yeah. As we started selling yogurt in 2007, we just figured out that we needed something to do basic accounting. And so we really started with QuickBooks in 2008. With such a fast growth, we never paid much attention to people, process, or the system. And ultimately, when we became the number one selling Greek yogurt company in 2010, we got into a very small mid-market ERP in around 2011. Focus was mainly on order to cash, financial, and very basic warehousing. I would say 60 to 70% of the business was still on paper and Excel after the initial implementation. As business grew and became more complex, in 2014, we started looking at eliminating the paper processes and bringing in systems for things like procure to pay, make to stock, tracking and tracing of our raw material and finished goods, trade promotion management and other stuff. We had this IT strategy of buy before you build and reuse before you buy. So in that spirit, we thought of giving a try to our existing technology, but it couldn't support the needs out of the box. So we did a lot of customization. We even bought a lot of different bolt-on systems. And by 2018, 80 to 85% of the business was utilizing technology, but we had a very complex landscape and systems were not really integrated. We had a lot of data, but the data was not integrated. Master data was not same across the different platforms. We were able to operate well, but we were always concerned if technology could support the future growth of Chobani. And, if we have to grow our business, if we could support the new market, new complex supply chain processes. So ultimately, in 2018, we made the decision that we need to upgrade our system and technology and get to the latest and the greatest in the market.
So at that point in time, you made the decision to choose SAP as your partner and S/4HANA as the platform for the future in Chobani. What was the drivers behind that decision?
Yeah, Adaire, as you know, that in today's world, technology is in the front and center and key enabler for the business. We are a modern food company and we want to make great food and not software. We want to buy the software and configure it for our use. Chobani was growing really fast and we wanted to make sure we have modern and efficient ways of doing things, use data as an asset and generate the real-time insights for our business. Also, the speed for implementing technology was very slow because we were customizing everything and nothing was coming out of the box. On the other hand, hiring people in technology or business or even bringing the new partner was a challenge because of the outdated technology and the lack of proper processes. We believed at Chobani that if we could retain the right people who can implement right processes supported by the right technology, we would have a winning combo. So basically, if I had to summarize the value drivers for Chobani, number one was one unified platform, one-stop shop for all of our current and the future business process needs. Second, the platform that can provide us the unified data. Third, the platform that can help us keep the technology landscape simple and scalable. Fourth, technology which can help us attract great talent and jumpstart on the onboarding. And fifth, software provider who is constantly innovating and improvising on functionality and also building the best practices, which supports our ongoing IT strategy of not building anything by ourselves. So basically, we went through the regular process of RFP and selecting the software, which would satisfy our current needs and the future needs for the next 15, 20 years. And SAP was the answer for all of our challenges which we were facing. Single unified platform which can scale and support business with every new venture, very vastly used in the industry. We also were able to use the forums which some of the SAP Advisory Council for dairy and CPG, where we could learn from other companies who were using the similar technologies. In the past, I would say that people who have used ECC and SAP, there were some concerns around the usability of it. But with S4 and Fiori, the user interface is so simple that all in all, it was a big win and all thumbs up for SAP from Chobani's side.
It's wonderful to hear, the importance of the overall user experience in terms of the acceptance of the solution inside Chobani. But just tell us about, the S4 journey itself now, the implementation journey. What has that been like for you and for your team, Parag?
Yeah. We started, the RFP process for selecting the new software in September of 2017. It took us about 4 months to go through the process and decide on SAP. We decided to implement SAP S4 1709 version in January 2018. And then we took about 3 to 4 months to select the partner who would help us implement the software and then also build the internal team. One thing which Chobani decided was that it's not going to be a technology transformation, it's going to be a business transformation, because we wanted to take this opportunity to improvise on all of our business processes and adopt the best practices. So in May 2018, we kicked off the project. This phase of the project was mainly to replace the existing ERP along with the implementation of best practices and automating all the repetitious tasks. The project scope included order to cash, procure to pay for direct materials and for the indirect materials, make to stock, since we are big on manufacturing, record to report, fixed assets, project systems, and warehousing, inbound and outbound. On the infrastructure side, we decided that we are going to host our S4 on Microsoft Azure, since we want it to be latest and greatest on the technology side. During the implementation, we went back and forth on lots of changes in terms of the best practices, but ultimately we were able to adopt majority of the best practices from SAP. There were some areas where we felt that SAP solution was an overkill for us, and we did some customization in the spirit of keeping things simple for Chobani. We also did some customization in extended warehouse management to improvise the usability aspect of it, because we wanted to minimize the change for our warehouse workers who were using the scan guns. Overall, it was a 15-month journey from start to go live, and we went live in July of 2019. SAP was there along with us throughout the whole journey, and they were guiding us, coaching us on everything where, we had questions in our mind and where we had problems with our SI's recommendation. We had our own challenges we had during the go live, combination of people, process, and systems. But as of now, all the functions are running perfectly fine without any challenges in S4 for us.
Parag, can you just give us a feel for how many or what percentage of the business processes at Chobani are now underpinned by SAP S/4HANA?
So probably about 60 to 70% of our business is running on SAP S4. And the idea is that we are in a 3-phase approach for a 4-year-long transformation program. And the phase 1 was to really replace the existing ERP, along with adopting the best practices and automating the repetitious tasks. Phase 2 is to implement technologies in the business areas which are running on paper or on spreadsheets. And phase 3 is to try and consolidate as much as possible into the single platform, which is SAP for us. And so we are just getting started with the phase 2. So right now we are 10 months into with the S4 system. We are collecting a lot of data. And as you know, the real value will come with the analytics tool. And that was one of the key business drivers for selecting SAP as well. So as a CIO, the next big thing for me is to have implementation of analytics go on, and bring in a self-service tool which can provide information to the business on their fingertips. We have also started an analytics journey using SAP SSC, which is going to be a year-long journey. We are also in the middle of implementing some financial planning using SAP Cloud Analytics. And I'm being told it's going to eliminate about 100 plus Excel spreadsheets, so which is going to be a big win towards digitization of digitization at Chobani. We have also joined the SAP SuccessFactors family, and our HR transformation program is scheduled to start in early Q3. And we are also looking at some of the other modules of SAP like Qualtrics, Plan Maintenance, PLM. And I would say that overall, the whole vision of having one unified platform is coming to fruition.
I can definitely see, Parag, with the journey that you've described, that Chobani is well on its way to becoming an intelligent enterprise. So perhaps it's a good time to reflect on the things that you feel may be possible for Chobani in its next chapter of growth that may not have been possible prior to the implementation of this platform within your company.
Very good question. I think the number one thing for about any technology is the trust. I think with S4 in place, not just me, but the entire executive leadership team at Chobani feels very comfortable that technology will not be the inhibitor of any business growth, whether it is getting into a new market or launching new products or partnering up with somebody else to do the business. I, as a CIO, feel very comfortable that our speed to deliver new functionality to business has improved significantly, as majority of the new functionality is available out of the box with SAP. We've always wanted to keep things simple, and SAP is helping us do that. For example, we recently launched Chobani Oats, which has been a big hit as a product. And I can proudly say that technology was easily able to handle all the complexities of the supply chain. Real-time analytics is going to be a great win. We have always lacked that platform. However, that journey is just getting started, and I will keep you updated on how it goes from here, but I'm very excited about it. And also, in the past, I've always heard, even in some of the SAP conferences, about X plus O, the experience and operational data coming together. We never even thought about that earlier on. But now, the good thing is we have started talking about it, and we have got a use case where we are going to try to combine the experience and the operational data together. And I'm really looking forward to that. We have got a long road ahead of us. We are just getting started with phase 2, but overall, we are very happy with the results so far. I'm personally very excited about the unified platform and the insights it's going to provide across the organization.
Parag, thank you so much, first of all, for your trust in SAP, for trusting us as your partner in this incredible journey of transformation at Chobani. We wish you continued success and continued innovation, and appreciate you taking the time today to share your insights with us.
Thank you, Adaire. It has been a great journey, and thank you for all the support which SAP is providing. Thank you so much.
We are so excited to be a partner with Chobani on this journey, and we are fully committed and excited to support your transformation. Parag, thank you for joining us. This was a wonderful discussion. And thank you to all of you for watching. Please enjoy all of the great content from Sapphire Now Converge right here on sap.com.